Hey everybody. In this video I wanted to talk about fly tying kits, and so maybe you're new to fly tying, and you'd like to know maybe a easier way to get started, or maybe you've been tying for a while and you just maybe want to learn like a new pattern. So there's different options, and there's more options out there than what I have, but these are the ones that I have. So say you're already starting to tie, you have a vise and everything. There's small little kits like this. This is called the Perfect Popper, and it's by Wapsi. It's hooks and the foam bodies, so it's ready to go. You just need to dress it up a little bit. So the way that I did this, I'll show you a couple of the ones that I completed. So I colored the body with a Sharpie, and then I put on the eyes, and then UV resin over the body, and then I tied on some hackle feathers and then some marabou. So I did a couple different colors on this one. Then this one I did blue stripes on the head, different colored eyes, but the same thing, hackle with marabou. And then I did this one. I only did, if I can get to focus, there we go. I just did red dots with a permanent marker, different colored eyes, same thing, hackle and marabou. There's different ways to do these, but those are just some of the ones that I did. As you can see, because how fluffy they are, I haven't actually fished with those. Those were the first three I made from the kit. There's actually, so what is that, 5? So 8 or 9 of these you get. And it was price tag is still on it. It was $6. So that can help you be able to tie something that maybe you hadn't before, or practice on getting better at it. The other option, again, if you already have a vise to put the hook in and everything, so are just kits like this. This is another Wapsi one. So it has a booklet in it that tells how to make various patterns, and it includes everything that you would need. And with these kits, usually, or there should be material left over. So you tie one of every pattern that it tells you how, and then you still have a little bit of materials left over in order to tie it. So this one, it's got streamer nymph hooks size 6, but then it's just from what I can see here, poly yarn, chenille, brown thread, black thread, copper wire, brown thread. It's got a pheasant tail in there, 2 different pieces of foam. So something like this, which I don't know how much it cost at the time, is really handy as well. You can learn how to tie from it, and of course you're learning from a book instead of YouTube. Maybe that's how you learn better. A lot of these are good and descriptive at how to do it. So a kit like this may be useful for you too. And then so say you're getting started, brand new and everything. What you get started with is a kit like one of these. Comes in a little case here. This is actually the one that my wife got me, that I've talked about before, back in 2021 or 2022, when she gave me the fly tying. The rod and reel was in 2021. But with this, it came with everything I needed. And so I started out, trying to tie, and it took me a while to learn, because you're trying to take that bobbin with a thread and wrap it around the hook, but you don't know how tight to keep it pulled and stuff, and then what comes undone, a feather falls out. It's frustrating. Stuff like that happens, and that's just part of learning. But with this, you can learn and have a good start into fly tying. I just show the case of that one because that one actually, all the stuff from it is actually here on my desk and everything. This one though was one that I was also given either by my wife or in-laws. So this is basically the same thing as this. But this one I haven't taken the stuff out of yet. So me personally, I keep this so if somebody wanted to learn, I could maybe bring this case over to their house and, you know, show them and get them into fly tying. So let's go through this one and I'll show you everything that's in it. So first off, there's a DVD. So the DVD will, you know, show you how to, you know, tie everything and go through each one of the patterns. I also understand that, you know, nowadays, I mean, I still like to have physical media and have that in case that, you know, a streaming service just, you know, your favorite show or movie just poof, it's gone, or copyrights change. And so me personally, I still like physical media. But I understand that, you know, some of you out there who's watching this may not have a DVD player, but just letting you know, these do come in the kits. Then it's a list. So in this one, the Gunnison River Fly Tying Kit, you learn how to tie the woolly bugger, the pheasant tail, elk hair caddis, a rockworm, sorry, there's a typo actually on that, an atom, and a parachute atom. The instructional CD and instructional booklet by professional fly tyer Greg Vinci. The tools, a Super AA vise, hackle pliers, hair stacker, rotatable whip finisher, scissors, bobbin threader, and a bobbin. And then the materials, and it lists all those. And we'll go through those. So, like the other one, it's a bag. So all your hooks are in these little containers here. You got black thread, you got chenille, you got elk hair, you got rabbit olive dubbing on the back. You got peacock curl, you got a pheasant tail, you got copper wire. So you got all that stuff there. Then you got the booklet. And so instruction to fly tying, you know, about the author. And then, you know, it shows you how to use the tools. So obviously I'm not going to go through every one of these pages, but, you know, I show you enough that you can, you know, see what the artwork is, what it kind of instructs you to do. Then, so in it, I'll set the stuff that's going to fall out here to the side. So it looks like that. So it's nice foam. It's holding everything in it. So you've got your whip finisher, the things that I've talked about in previous videos that I struggle with. You got a bobbin. It holds your spool of thread right there. Hackle pliers. It's up to you if you want to use these. I don't. I just hold the feather with my bare hands and wrap it. But there have been times I've used these because it's handier to get a hold. And it has the weight of the pliers, so if you need to like let go of it, it can still hold that feather for you. Pair of scissors, and then a vise. Now the thing about both these plastic kits that I mentioned, their vices are table clamp ones. So, you know, unscrew it down, put it on the side of a table, clamp it back down, and then you can adjust the height of it and stuff, or if you wanted to turn it. So that's and that's one style of vise. If you all want me to do a video on vices and things like that, I can. Just putting that back down there. So because there's the table clamp type vices, and then there's also platform, which I'll show here in a second. Bottle of head cement, and then the bobbin threader, so you can get the thread through the bobbin. So it's all here. It's all nice, contained in the case, and you know, like it said, yeah, 6 different patterns that you can learn from this. The cases may vary in price depending on brand and depending on how many flies they're supposed to tie. Both these had 6 flies and plenty of material, and of course all the tools. This one, I think both of them ballpark around $50, 40 to 60, somewhere in there. So it's not bad to get you started. You know, and yeah, especially if you're brand new. So when I tie over here, the vise that you see me use, I use the clamp style for a while, and I have you know, extras. So again, if I'm teaching somebody new, I could bring this over to their house or something like that. That's why I also like to have extras. What I personally use is this one. So this isn't a fly tying kit necessarily. It's just the vise and all the tools. So it doesn't have any materials. One like this will be somewhere around $40, give or take. So here it is. I like that it folds up into this, you know, wooden box. So it looks nice. And then it opens up. I'm going to try not to spill everything. But it has all the same tools, you know, that I mentioned before. You got the hair stacker, you got a dubbing tool, you got the scissors, the bobbin. I forget what this one's called, but it's basically just like a sticker or a point. You can help to smear UV resin around. You can help to try and get down into like a tiny, you know, thread knot and try and like push it through, and then get the knot to come undone if you needed. So that tool is very handy. And this piece will go in here, and then you put that in there, and ta-da. So it's a platform. You don't have to clamp it onto the table. You know, to me, it can go anywhere since it's like that. This particular one, if you paid close enough to my videos and stuff, you'll notice that the one that I use and stuff is actually silver. That's actually because it's this one. So it still fits when I put that one piece in, because this particular one, I had clamped it down. I tightened down the threading so much and tried to clamp it. I actually broke the washer that came with it. So it holds, now without that washer, it holds larger hooks. But if I want smaller hooks, I have to use this. And this actually came from this kit. So a little bit about me and how I operate and everything. I've looked at different vices and everything. I hope to buy a new one in the future. I have a friend that's actually offering to let me borrow his to see how it operates. And so if you all want to see a vise, different vise styles and everything, and me to do a whole video on that, he's offering to let me use that vise. So I'd gladly, you know, borrow that from him, test it out, see, you know, is it a style that I want, you know, to see different styles that are out there, as well as, you know, educate you all. I'd be, you know, happy to do that and stuff. So let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so along with the fly tying kits, I know I kind of branched out a little bit more than, you know, just the, you know, containers, just these boxes, but I wanted to show you all the different options that are out there. And if you have any questions, by all means, you know, put it in the comments below. I'll answer, you know, any questions that you may have. And if I don't know the answer, I'll research it and talk to others and stuff, and I'll get you an answer. I'm not going to tell you anything, you know, incorrect or, you know, or guess, but I can talk from, you know, my experiences and everything. So I appreciate you guys, you know, time watching these videos, and I hope that, you know, maybe you learned something here. Maybe this, you know, answered a question, you know, and now you have an idea of what you'd like to buy to get started in the fly tying. And if that's the case, you know, by all means, again, let me know in the comments below. So again, thank you guys for your time and everything, and I'll see you later.